y'all doing? This is Isaiah Land, outside linebacker from Florida A&M, going to Buffalo, New York.
So tell me the importance of going to FAMU.
For me, the importance of FAMU is family and tradition. I learned a lot being at FAMU. I noticed how other people grow from going to FAMU, and I just like how a lot of people from FAMU grow up and be successful in the world. Like FAMU is known for people being normal when they go to FAMU and going off and being millionaires and being famous and stuff like that. So it just feels great to be a part of a legendary institution.
As a leader, how do you lead your team or people that look up to you by example?
For me, I lead by example in the weight room. So I try to bring all the energy in the weight room. I don't let none of my brothers slack in the weight room. I don't let them sell themselves short in the weight room. I tell them every day, that's how I got my confidence in football, was going to the weight room and showing, okay, I can lift this weight, and this dude who's the #1 player on the team, I lift just as much as him. So I feel like, okay, I could do what he do. So that's how I gained my confidence, and I try to feed that into my brothers. And I try to show them how the weight room translates to the field, mentally and physically.
Who's your biggest supporter when they see you put that jersey on, when you get up there for any given Sunday or Saturday? Who's your biggest jersey? They got that apparel on, they got the flags up in the air. Who's your biggest?
Definitely my mom.
Really?
She's my biggest fan.
Wait a minute, so you mean your mom kept all your football trophies? She go to every game, every event? She's selling fish fries, whatever the case, but your mom is there.
Yes, my first year ever, I remember when I was a little kid, I used to always tell my mom I want to play football. And in Buffalo, they're not really big on football. So when I moved to Atlanta, Stone Mountain, Georgia, when I was 7, I think, she had went out to the football team, and it was meant to be, because the only football program that was around was 30 minutes away, but the actual practice field was right outside of our apartment complex. So she went out there and she got us to play for free, and she worked the concession stands that whole year for us to play for free until she got on her feet, and then she started paying for us to play football. But those first 2-3 years of me playing football, she worked the concession stands to help us play. And I remember my first touchdown, she was running right down the sideline with me.
If your younger self was watching this video going backwards, what would you tell him?
I would tell him never give up. I'd tell him never let nobody tell you what you can do. Because my whole life, if somebody said you can't do it, I'm gonna show them. That's my reason to show you I can. So my whole life I looked up to my mom. My mom, she went to college while I was alive. She had us when she was 30. She did her college later on because she had a rough upbringing. And she showed me, I remember at 5 years old, she coming in the house showing us she got all A's, how she showing me pictures of a house that we gonna get one day while we living in Buffalo, New York, in a bad neighborhood too. So now we live in that house. Now she got that car that she want. Now everybody she grew up with who look down on her, they look up to her and they need her for help. When people wanna leave Buffalo and come to Georgia, they live with us and then get on their feet. It's been like that. So I looked up to my mom. She's told me a lot. She showed me a lot. I would tell him to listen to his mom, because I used to always not listen and then find out later that she was right.
Really?
So now I just listen off the rip. So yeah.
So with experience comes growth, right?
Yes.
Comes growth, comes knowledge.
Yeah.
And with knowledge comes with respect, right? Okay. In today's climate and culture, do you think our younger generation is obsessed with power, money, fame, or fortune?
I would say fame.
Why fame?
Because everybody wants to have money, but our generation don't want to work for it. They just want to wake up and be rich. So I noticed it. I got people I grew up playing football with. As soon as football got hard, they quit, and now they want to be a rapper. They just want to do something to be to be rich, but they don't want to. They don't want to work for it. So I say it's fame. You want the fame. You don't want the money, because you can go get some money without being famous. But people want to be famous, so they don't got to work for their money.
How far are you willing to sacrifice to be number one?
I'm willing to sacrifice anything I can. I'm willing to sacrifice it all. My mom always told me, if you're going to do something, be the best at it. So I can't even see myself doing something and expecting to be the second or expecting to be the top 10. I want to be number one, regardless.
If you had young men and young children watching this video right now, listen to what you definitely say. What type of words of wisdom could you pass on to them so they can get the understanding of what you've been going through?
Okay, I would tell them, never let somebody limit you, and if you got a dream, you gotta go for it with no fear and with no regrets. So you can't go into I want to go to the NFL, and as soon as a team cuts you, or as soon as a team don't want you or play you, you want to give up on football. That's your dream. That's not that coach's dream. So you gotta stay on your path and don't let nobody take you off of it. And at the same time, you gotta put the work in. You can't just say, oh, I want to go to the NFL, but you go home and play the video game all day and go to sleep at 3 in the morning. You gotta go to sleep early. You gotta drink water all day. You can play the video game, but while you playing the video game, drink some water, do some push-ups. I used to do push-ups between every game. And like this is little stuff like that, being consistent every day. If you gotta think that it's a million kids trying to do exactly what you're trying to do. You gotta beat them. You gotta outbeat them, outwork them every day. So I try to do something every day to try to outwork the hundreds of people that I know aren't doing anything to go towards their